Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. In this video, we are going to learn about the computed versus stored property in Shift. You see, in Shift, we have two kind of property. One is computed property and another one is stored property. So in this video, we are going to learn how it's implemented. So without waiting, let's jump into the code and let's see how it works. So further going, first we need to understand what is computed and what is stored property. So for that, computed property are the one which is will be dealing with runtime handling. So that's a thing. And what is stored property? So in stored property one, which does not handle in a runtime, it is a static one. So this is the key rule which we need to understand when we are learning about this kind of computer and stored property. As I told you before, there are different kind of property which is available. One is computer and another one is stored property. The name itself implies like the stored property is going to store something, and whenever we are calling the stored property, it's going to give the values to us. So that's work which is stored property is going to do. And computer property is the one which is it's going to do some computation, or it's going to do some logic over there in a property, and it's going to return the value. So that's a difference between computer and stored property. Now we are going to see it in a real cases. So for that, let me take a class. So let me take a structure as an example. So in a structure, I'm just taking a structure as a corona test result. So in the corona test result, I'm going to take a patient name as an intake. So let patient name equal to string, and let patient test result is type of going to int. So these are the sum of the variable which comes under the category of stored property. So as you know, like this particular two different statement, that is line number 10 and line number 11, are going to consider as a stored property, where it's going to have the value, and whenever we call that particular name, it's going to return the value. So for that, I'm going to create an object for that, and I'm going to create a corona. Yes, you see, I have created an object and I have created a name as Daniel and test result as 45. So here the 45 is implies like after taking the test, the patient is getting some random test result 45, 35 like that. So like in this way, we are just created an object and we have created a name for it, and we have kept a test result for it. So that's it. This is actually considered as an stored property. So if you want to get the name, means you can just implies like property dot patient name. So this will display the name of the patient. What is it? So this is take it as this is considered as a stored property. So it does not going to do anything. It gets the value from the input, and it's whenever it gets called, it's going to display the result. So that's the thing. Next comes to the computed property. So here the hero of the theme is like computed property. So computed property is the one, as I told you before, it's going to act in a real time. So consider we have an corona result, and in this result, a person who is getting more than 40 are considered as a positive, and person who is getting below 40 are considered as a negative. For that, if you want to do the logic, means if we can do it in two ways. One is with the computed property, and another one is with computed property. Let's see with without computed property. So without computed property, what can we do is like, with the help of if statement, if object dot test result is less than 40 is negative. Print patient is negative, else patient is positive. Yes, you see, we can able to achieve the result by doing this, but what's the problem here is like, if you want to do this particular step everywhere in your projects, you are having in hundreds of pages at the time. If you want to do this means, it is very difficult to copy and paste this kind of code in the entire view controller of the things, and also it is not the readability for the developers. So here we have an hero of this particular video is computer property. So the computer property is the one which we have to create as an let's take it as an is positive, is going to return a boolean value, and I'm just returning if the person test result is less than 40, is going to be considered as an true, it's going to consider as an positive. If it is not means it's considered as a negative. So always you see like computer property or the one which we has to be having an property called var, because this is going to be happen in real cases, so the value will be a dynamic, so it's considered as an var variable instead of let variable. So it's going to act in a runtime. That's it. So instead of doing all the kind of code, we can do it in a simple manner, like with computer property. Let's take object dot is positive. So with the help of computer property, we can achieve we can remove this kind of code, and we can, with the single line itself, we can able to achieve the things. So that's computer property helps over here. So this is the basic thing which the computer property. And one more thing is like which you need to understand. So even though I have added the property over here, it's not force me to do the computer property while allocation, because always computer property, our shift knows like computer property is going to act in an runtime only. So it does not show us to allow us to make in an initialization itself. So that's the beauty of the things which we need to understand here. So let's see and run the things, and let's see what is going to happen. So initially it's Daniel, it is 45, the negative is false. The patient, okay, actually I have made the wrong thing. If patient is greater than 40 means he is negative. If the patient is less than 40 means he is positive. Yes, you can see the same, the both the things are returning the same results. So in this way the computer property helps while developing in real-time projects. So that's a basic difference between the computer property and the store property. As a summarizing, the computer property is the one which is going to act in real-time runtime, and store property, it's going to get the value, and whenever it gets called, it's going to return the value. So it's a static one in terms. So that's the difference between thing, and it is one of the most important question that every interviewer will ask is to you. So I hope this video is helpful for you. If you like this video, it's a thumbs up button and subscribe for my video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.